Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the Shalom World Podcasts. Coming to you directly from the heart of World Youth Day Lisbon 2023, we have an electrifying treat for you today as we introduce you to a dynamic duo who are making waves on the international music scene. Give it up for Ooberfuse. Hailing from the vibrant city of London, this electro-influenced alt-pop songwriting duo is comprised of exceptionally talented band members. Today, they're here to share their remarkable experiences and extraordinary moments from the World Youth Day festivities in Lisbon.
Great to have with us here Hal and Cherrie from Ooberfuse. We saw you the other night. You've been performing on a few different stages, all over different venues. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, this is not your first World Youth Day. Tell us about your World Youth Day experience. How did you get started with your music, and what kind of influence inspires it for you guys?
Well, World Youth Day has been a key part of our music journey. So our first ever World Youth Day that we performed in was in Madrid. So we did a song there. We performed in Cibeles Square. And then after that, we went to World Youth Day Brazil, where we did the English theme song. And then we did Panama, and then now we're here.
World Youth Day and your music is taking
We
you
love
all over
World
the world.
Youth Day. Yes. I mean, I think our music journey has been a journey of not just World Youth Day, but a journey of faith. So it's perfect.
Has your faith grown and been strengthened and deepened as you've been able to perform at these events?
100%, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're from the UK, so the UK, in many ways, spirituality is pushed underground because for 200 years, Catholicism was a ban. So our faith is driven underground, and it's great to celebrate openly like this. So it's a great contrast for us.
And what's the thing that you hope, when you're up there on that stage and it's so different to maybe a typical music concert, if you went to another concert where there might be a different atmosphere, people drunk, etc., what is it like to look down at joyful young people singing back your lyrics that are focused on Christ?
For me, it's a big blessing. I mean, there's nothing like seeing fellow brothers and sisters from all over the world, just singing in unity just to praise Jesus. I think that's...
There's something really powerful about that, isn't there? When we come together, it's a sign of unity.
Exactly.
Not only just seeing the flags from all over, all the different countries that are involved in World Youth Day, right? But coming together and singing together, there's something powerful in that. Now tell us about a song, Go and Make Disciples, the song of yours.
So we wrote that inspired by the theme of World Youth Day in Brazil. And really, how do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, the theme of it's rather than reflect and your faith be an internal thing that just preoccupies you. It should be something that you feel deeply, but that it pushes you out to engage with other people and to bring the joy of your faith to other people. And ultimately, the reality of Jesus' resurrection to spread that around the world. So Go Make Disciples of All Nations is thematically how we captured that.
It's cool. I mean, it's our baptismal call, and it's amazing how the Holy Spirit works because, Pope Francis in his address at Vespers was encouraging them, we're reminding them of casting their nets. Peter, go cast, I'll make you a fisher of men, and how each and every one of us are called to that, to participate in that by the nature of our baptism. And it's so cool how music can be a tool and an instrument that you with your sharing your gifts that can people be drawn to the Lord through. And have you seen that? Have you seen that over the course of these World Youth Days, stories and testimonies of people whose lives have been brought closer to the Lord as you've been casting out with your musical nets?
with the lyric, with the song.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people's hearts are open when they stand and listen to music. So you have almost like a sacred responsibility to not abuse that. And having songs that are inspired by Bible verses is a way to ensure that when people open their hearts, we fill that space with something worthy.
I wanted to ask Cherrie just about one of the things that's I'm sure very important to you as it is to me. It is for young women in particular to have female role models to look up to. And there you are up on that stage, an incredible talent, a brilliant role model for young women. Is that something that's important to you, or do young women kind of come up to you and say, I'm an artist, or have you encouraged them, do you think?
think what I try and remind people is that this faith is something that we should live, and as a woman, as a female, whatever God's called you for a special purpose, and you should fulfill that and go out and do what you're called to do.
It's amazing. I mean, I have 5 daughters myself. My wife and I have 5 daughters, and they're starting to use their musical gifts when they perform with me on stage in different places. And I want so badly for them to have female role models who are examples of people that are living virtuously, living their faith, and using the gifts that God has given them in a powerful way. And so let's continue to find ways to inspire young women, young girls, to be able to have the courage to do that.
But isn't that amazing that it's a case of, when we look at the diversity of music we've seen here today, and Ooberfuse is a really good example of that, is that you can use what you're passionate about and the gifts that you have. You don't have to, is it reggae? Is it rock? Is it hip hop? We've seen all of it. God's saying, you don't need to change that. Just put me at the heart of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's maybe, I wanted to ask you, Hal, a little bit, because you touched on there, same as me, I'm from Ireland, we come from places, and I think a lot of people will identify with this, where the faith it's pushed down, it's pushed under the carpet. You guys are obviously up on stage, and people, I think, watching, they go, wow, they have so much courage to share their faith in that way. What would you say to just young people that are watching, saying, okay, I'm not a singer, I'm not going to be on stage anytime soon, but I want to share my faith in my way, with my gifts?
Yeah, well, there's this expression, still waters run deep. So on the surface, it might not be possible to celebrate openly like we're doing here today, but even so, that you can find ways in your own circle of influence to allow your faith to infiltrate what you do. And that we allow our faith to infiltrate our music.
But also, our faith journey has taken us to places where, for example, in Iraq, where we see our brothers and sisters there, and what it means to say that you believe in Jesus. So for us, when we look at our sisters there and brothers, we have so much to learn from them.
It is actually such a powerful reminder. And actually, I saw a flag from Iraq earlier, and I think I saw a flag from Syria, places where Christians are truly persecuted, and they still will not deny Jesus. Even through the most horrific persecutions, their faith is so strong, which for me anyway is just so encouraging.
Well, I think it's important perspective, right? Sometimes we forget how good that we have it in our faith life, depending on where we are in the world. And that reminder for us to be able to use the gifts that we have right where we are. It's not just about the performers or the speakers or even the other people, the dignitaries that are here, but each and every one of us. Yes. Each and every one of us is called to that. So we want to thank you guys so much for being part of this, for sharing your music, for being an incredible example, helping other people to go and make disciples. Now, if there's anything you can leave so people can go and visit a website or an Instagram or something you'd share to get more information.
Yep, so our website is ooberfuse.com, ooberfuse.com.
Thank you, Hal and Cherrie, so much. God bless you. We'll pray for you, pray for your music. Thank you for being with us on till now.
Thank you for joining us today. Tuned into Shalom World Podcast for this extraordinary event that celebrates faith, love, and unity.